Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning. I'm Mohammed Basisa, human rights activist, as you can see. I will start my debate today, or a talk denouncing the mistreating of all humanity nowadays by Zion Israel. I'm telling you that not because I want you to do something wrong, because that's what they are waiting for, to make mistakes out of anger that is generating in our inners, all of us. What I'm announcing in this message is to denounce the evil thoughts and propaganda of the Zion all over the world after getting defeated by a small population, brave population of uh, Gaza. The Palestinian people, as everybody knows, is living hell with this occupation that is prevailing since 1948. So everybody knows that before 1948 there were no such a thing called Israel. Palestinian people have always lived in that land peacefully, even though there was a lot of problems. A lot of nations that crossed went through all this region, but they left. Now we're waiting for this colonialist, this evil, this monster to leave. It's a compound, a bunch of military people created a base and called it a state. So I'm asking of everybody to be brave enough to spread the word, because we are peaceful people. We respond to violence by violence, because if there is no violence, there will be no peace in some areas and in some point. How can we stand watching our kids being killed day and night? There is no sleep whatsoever by an enemy that pretends taking our land and not responding. Our response as immigrants outside our countries will be this way: stand with the truth, stand with justice, stand with the resolutions of the United Nations, maintain the positions of justice, and promote justice wherever it happens to be. And justice is us. Justice is not our silence. Justice is our talk. Justice is our power to change. We do not change things through violence. What Israel would have as an outcome by bombing Gaza every single day? Nothing. There will be an acceleration, there will be another level of violence from both sides. Why? Just because the government of Israel, which is the extreme rightist, will have as an agenda to destroy these people, to take them out of their roots, which is impossible anyways. So he can have peace, but the peace does not come like that. Peace will come with discussions, which the other part does not have. Peace will come with getting together. But how can we get together with somebody who took our land? I cannot conceive that. What are we going to tell him on the table? Hey, you took our land, give us our land back. And he will say, okay, no problem. So give me like a week or so I can evacuate. This is not happening. So he either has to leave or the situation will remain that way. This is geopolitically talking. It is the source of violence. So Israel does have no agenda whatsoever for the peace in the region. And we have experienced that with the PLO since 48 up to now. And this is a real, I would say a chaos when a president, so-called president, Mahmoud Abbas, crying in front of the United Nation countries and telling them to help the civilians. This is not the situation everybody wanted to see, just because the PLO did not have the right politics against this column. So there is an example as an analogy, so you're probably going to understand that. In Algeria, France remained 130 years. And we have been told that we were French and we were a French state somehow. What happened? France built a new France in Algeria. If somebody goes visits Algeria, you will see so beautiful cities reflecting the French culture, streets, buildings, beautiful. But what happened? 62, 54, we decided that it's not going to work. It's not going to work because that was we were overwhelmed. The Algerian population, precisely, were overwhelmed with injustice. A big tranche of people were living in a very remote countrysides, not having no means of life, no decent life, no dignity, no land, nothing but small, hatches, I would say, fighting for survival every single day, getting bombarded just because they so-called helping the Mujahideen in the mountains. So guess what? France was calling this Mujahideen, or these martyrs, terrorists, like we see now. And then after 7 years of merciless, cruel, bloody war, France had to settle and bring these people that she called terrorists on the table of talks. That's what we called Evian, a treaty, the first and the second Evian treaty in France in the 60s. And then France, put some resolutions or some points, conditions to give to the Algerian people their country back. There was some points that the Algerian representations at that time agreed about, and there was some that they didn't agree about for some other strategic reasons. So we can see that France found herself after the Second World War very weak and needed Algeria as a population, needed Algeria as a workforce, needed Algeria as a strategic point of energy for the exchange of oil, like work with oil and other contracts, which Algeria receded and agreed about that. However, we had our independence, but that was very, very, very highly paid, very pricey. So I'm not saying that the case will be the same in Gaza and Palestine of Gaza, but I will ask from this position that the international community will step in and try to ban this American veto that is unconditional, leaning towards the Israeli people. We know nowadays that America is sold out to the Israeli people, financially controlling the banks, controlling everything in this country, controlling the congressman, the senators, but not all of them, thank God. So there are some forces that are against this awful injustice. So my point, the last point probably, but not the least, would be stop the propaganda of blaming and trying to paralyze the public opinion who is with the Palestinian cause, which is a legitimate cause. People have been taking their land and people wants to get their land back. This is the equation. There is nothing besides that, and there is no negotiation whatsoever, because we know that Israel now is trying to create another international propaganda, but we know that the Israeli people have been working on this propaganda. They're specialists, professional people in propaganda. So if you want to have a degree in propaganda from a university for free, so you can go to Israel and you can study. So they will give it to you for free. So you become the biggest hypocrite, having too many faces and selling your dignity, selling your honor, selling your integrity. They will dismantle what is human in you. This is the point. So what I'm trying to say, that we are being hit with big propaganda, not as far as early as this morning. I was just receiving some messages saying that hey, here in the United States, people will start to move in a violent way against what's happening in the region. Israel wants to gather all evil all over the world, brainwashing, trying to get to the innocent people's brains, telling them, spreading fear, because we know that the Israeli people have always lived in fear. They have had everything they wanted. They are smart. They're whatever you want to get the money of the world, but they are the they have only one thing missing, which is peace, because the way they do things do not inspire peace. They do habit thing. They do things that are not, that are not conform to the international law, the international conventions of Geneva. They go beyond all agreement, and they think they have this supreme power inspired by Theodor Herzl, all the way to Morgenthau, who thought Mr. Kissinger, who is slow cooking, slow dying. I wish he's not gonna die. He will just, see what the developments and the progress of all these events. So they did that outside the moral law, the justice and the law and the regulations. They did that because they have what we call the arbitrary power to move forward with this power. You would ask them, they will say, you know what? Because I can. All right, so be it. Then the situation is escalating to a violence where nobody, no analyst will find out where it's going to end up. So stop the violence. Stop the violence of your propaganda here in the United States or else in the world, warning people that the Muslim people or the Palestinians will retaliate outside their countries. No. You guys have this power and this malice to kill anyone with no reason on streets, with your secret services, the Mossad or other rootless, people you pay to do that. So everybody is weak in the front of you. You spread fear and violence all over the world. If it shows something, that shows it's not only the Palestinian problem, but all the humanity have a problem with Israel. They are everywhere. They can operate everywhere. So that's what I'm going to say. This message is not for a violence. I am not a violent guy. I cannot even kill a fly. That would be a very, very big conscience issue. But listen, these people are not going to stop. In their book, the Talmud, and they changed all the verses, and they said God told them that they are the chosen people, and all the rest of the people should be their slaves, their servants, living for them and being their subjects, fulfilling all their needs and hopes. That is the point where they want to get. And this is not possible. It's against all human rights. And this is what I'm saying in this message. Please do not listen to any propaganda unless you are sure with all proofs and references. They said that they killed the Hamas killed the kids. Well, the journalist said that the Israeli army told her to say that kids were killed, decapitated, so-called, somehow. Did we see them? No. And she get back to her talks in and social media saying that, oh, no, I just have been told. I haven't seen anything. Come on. We know how you operate. So you either have to find a solution, which you don't have right now because the Likud does not have any agenda called Agenda for Peace. So the Israeli people who are living over there have to make pressure on that government who is pushing them to hell, because Gaza has nothing to lose. They have been through hell for a long time, humanly talking. So come on. And I wish in a near future we will have some feedbacks towards peace, towards something more tangible and decent for the human dignity from both sides. Nobody wants war. Nobody wants violence. But don't tell people that this such and such is violent, and you are the fathers of the violence ever since. So this is my message today, and I hope this message will spread out, will be shared all over the world, and we are preaching peace till the last moment. What is happening is a reaction to an action from both sides. So now we need some elites, we need some people to come up and have the force, the power, the bravery, the courage to say something about peace. Because nobody can stand to see his friend, his brother, his mom, his father, his son dying under the rumbles. They could barely find them. So this has to stop. And this is a strong message for peace, for everybody. Please, please, have some guts. Be engaged. You're dead anyways. If you don't die by you will die by one reason, today or tomorrow, or so. Make your life have a meaningful thing for humanity. That is my message today. So please spread that out. If you want to talk about peace and talk about the situation, talk clearly, talk wisely. Do not spread hatred. And if you want to do marches or something, it has to be peaceful. It has to be not with hatred. We know, everybody knows, the international community knows who is right and who is wrong. We have two sides, a real conflict, a real problem in this world. It's not the only problem, but it's the priority of all problems because we're counting casualties every single day. So please, spread that out. And if you have something to say it in a very structured, coherent manner, please. Thank you very much for listening. And I hope I'm going to make other videos giving better news than these. Thank you very much.